New movies are opening up at theaters nationwide.
And Ryan J is here to tell us which ones that you should go see or which ones you should skip. Good to see you, Ryan.
Hey,
Good to see you. Hi.
Yeah,
Hi.
I think this is so much fun. And Sparkle, you filled in earlier this week for Molly. You kind of teased us a little bit about the fact that you'd be reviewing Sparkle today, which is Jordin Sparks and the late Whitney Houston.
And I really liked this movie. It's a remake of the 1976 Sparkle, and I actually think this is better than the original.
Oh, okay. I just learned last night this is a remake. I did not know that.
Right.
With Irene Cara.
Yeah, exactly. And this one's just a little bit more updated. There are quite a few differences between this one and the original. I like the changes. It's updated a little bit. It still takes place in the 60s, and it's more of a drama with music as opposed to a classical musical. You know, it's not show tunes. These are, it's a story, it's a drama, quite dramatic actually, about singers, and when they sing, they just get full production numbers.
So would it kind of have the flavor of like a Walk the Line in terms of how much music?
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah, it's that sort of a musical as opposed to like Dreamgirls.
Oh, I was going to say, compared to Dreamgirls.
Yeah.
It
Right.
seems similar to that.
Yeah, and I liked Dreamgirls a little bit more, but this is still really great, and the performances and the casting is fantastic. The period piece, the hair, the makeup, the costumes are all awesome. It's really, it's a fun movie to watch.
Is this a nice final tribute to Whitney?
It really is, and that's something that I talked to Jordin about in my interview with her. Of course, we had to talk about Whitney, and she was very open about going there.
Okay, well, I know we've got a clip of you actually talking to Jordin. You're able to sit down with her. She gave you a little private serenade, so if we can, let's take a look at the interview of you talking to Jordin Sparks.
Whitney Houston was fantastic in this movie.
She delivers.
And I was so excited to see her in it, but it's bittersweet.
Yeah. It's one of those things, I remember watching it, and the first time I lost it.
What is something she taught you in making this movie?
She showed by example, never forget where you came from. Always be humble. You're never too big to have a conversation with somebody, because she just wanted to get to know us. And she wasn't ashamed of who she was or where she had been. And I thought that was incredible to see.
Absolutely. If you had to choose,
Right, okay.
which would you rather have, a Grammy or an Oscar?
Oh, I don't know, because I want to be known as a really good actress and a really good singer at the same time. I was nominated for a Grammy, but an Oscar would be incredible.
Meanwhile, the last American Idol contestant to make a movie musical won an Oscar.
Yep,
right?
yeah.
So come next year, Best Actress Jordin Sparks. I mean, it could happen.
Let's
You never
manifest
know.
it. Let's just
What would you
manifest it
do?
right now. I would fall out and scream, probably. I would be on the floor, like, screaming. But actually, the new movie that I'm working on now, Jennifer Hudson is in. So
What's
for
it
that
called?
to come out, it's called The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. I play an Afro-Latina from the Bronx, and Jennifer plays the mother in the movie. And it's going to be good. There's no music for me. It's not a musical or anything, so I just get to be the character.
See that movie.
I bet you do. It seems like you really liked her.
She was very sweet, which is, you know, all you can ask for when you have 5 seconds with a celebrity, right? Just be nice to me.
Yeah, right. So you say Sparkle is a C.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Next up, are we going to check out ParaNorman?
Yes, I'm so excited about ParaNorman. It's one of my favorite movies of the year so far, probably in my top 3. And it's just really exciting. I loved it. It's comedy for children, but I found it funnier than many adult comedies we've had so far this year.
Really? Like funnier than Ted or
Not funnier than
comparable with
Ted,
Brave?
but like, well, it is comparable with Brave, but it's funnier than like Adam Sandler's That's My Boy or even The Campaign with Will Ferrell. Like, it's funnier than those movies. And also it's like a gothic comedy. It's stop motion animation, like Coraline, The Nightmare Before Christmas. So the effects and the animation is really unique and clever and cool. And the 3D is great. And I just think that it's going to have like great word of mouth, and anyone that does go out to see this is really going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a big hit.
Well, and zombies are hot right now, aren't they?
Yeah, they really.
And this movie's touching on
It's true,
zombies.
since they're real.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, zombies are all
know
the
they
rage.
exist.
Exactly. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I'm just thrilled with this movie, and it's like number 3 for me right now. And by the end of the year, I expect it to still be in my top 10 list.
Is it a little dark? Because Coraline was a little dark.
Yeah, it is, but still appropriate and cool for all ages.
Okay.
All ages, so kids too, even though you said it's
Absolutely.
good for
Yeah,
adults.
it's appropriate.
Okay. How about The Odd Life of Timothy Green? That's the one where the kid, we've seen the commercials, he's got leaves, that he's kind of grown from the garden, right?
Exactly, and it stars Jenny Garner, and I normally love Jennifer Garner, but she totally phones in her performance. It's almost like you're watching a high school play. I was like, can she act in this movie? And I'm also disappointed in the costume director because she looks very fuddy-duddy grandmother, and I don't mean to be criticizing, but I am fashion police, so let's go there.
Yes, you are.
But she's so much prettier than that, than they have her looking in this film. And overall, I was just very bored in this movie. I think it's very slow-moving and totally predictable, so I was bored to tears.
Did she make this for her family, do you think? You know, a lot of celebrities who are having kids, they're really changing the way that they act in movies based on their families.
Or like when Madonna started having children, she came out with children's books as opposed to her sex book. Yeah, I think maybe this was Jennifer Garner doing a Disney movie, you know? But it's way too predictable and boring for my taste.
And you saw this with your niece and nephew. What did they think?
They loved it.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe it's just a demographic thing.
Is
might
it PG-13?
No, it's PG.
So maybe it's, you know, for more for the
Yeah,
younger,
it's just
kids will love it.
right. It's just not unlike ParaNorman this week, which I think will appeal to all ages. The Odd Life of Timothy is more just for kids,
So that's a skip it.
in my opinion.
Okay.
All right, great.
All right.
Well, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can find Ryan's full reviews of all the movies currently in theaters at his website, ryanjreviews.com.
Yeah, that way you don't waste your money.
Right.